the Thailand variant for Chuck Armstrong, one of the iconic background characters. Just because of his damaged variant that became super popular and super duper rare in the final lap collection number 144. And I do have 2 race damage mood springs as well, which I did a review on race damage mood springs on the 12 days of Christmas. If you want to check it out, there'll be a card right above. But we're not talking about race damage mood springs today. We're talking about the 2025 Thailand variant for Chuck Armstrong. Here is his artwork. I believe that this is his artwork from 2016, Chuck Armstrong. You can get Dave Alternators, Sally, Billy Oil Changer, one of the classic Cars 1 racers, Fillmore, Slim Hood. Even though Slim Hood does not belong in Cars 1, he does belong in Cars 3. Instead of him, I think we should have possibly Claude or Floyd. And Sheriff. Before we open him up, yes, there is a screenshot of his RPM model. His paint job in his RPM model. It looks very inaccurate, but thankfully, they chose the nitrate body. So without further ado, let's open him up. I just found out that the logos look very different as well. Like this one is brighter with the Mood Springs logo, and I think this one was in 2019 with the darker Mood Springs logo. And by the way, there are some screenshots where he appeared. He is the Cars 1 racer for Mood Springs as well that competed the Dinoco 400 in the very first Cars film. And he didn't. And he was told out very, very badly. His famous quote says, "Don't dig me out, coach. I can still race." That was an iconic quote as well. Very memorable. I remember in that 11 pack with Dirksen and Billy, he was one of those interesting peg warmers because of the Mood Springs. Mood Springs is very iconic. Even though it was a mediocre pack, hopefully they could have the N2 Ocola pity or Mood Springs pity as well. That would be nice. But without further ado, let's review him. Here he is. His mouth isn't painted just like Kevin Racing Tire and Rusty Cornfield. Mood Springs. I really like the dirty tree. That is a spring. Nitro Hate, Piston Cup, Revolting, Mood Springs as a self-octane gang. Riddle line, no stall, gaskets, gas print, easy idle. RPM will quickly Pistons, leagless, return, clutch 8. Dark blue, really love his design. Black, white stripe. And what's inaccurate about him, that his rims are black while they should be blue. At least his eyes are accurate. #36 week of 2024. I think you should get him in stores. He looks absolutely amazing despite his mouth not painted. I kind of like this Thailand one. Looks good. So let's do a comparison with Chuck Armstrong. So the mouth is painted on the China one. This is actually the one from the launcher, which is rare. China is quite darker. Obviously, the windows are very different. You can barely see the window bars on the China one. And what's interesting is the Disney Store version is so forlorn and very, very rare. And there's a card right above also. As well. But we're not talking about the Disney Store one. Let's get out base damage mood springs. Even though they have both eye plates, base damage mood springs has a lot of details. It's so T-boned. And his rims are accurate, thankfully. On the far and on the left is the Thailand one. On the middle is the China one, the original. On the right is the race damage one. So which one is your favorite? Thailand, China, or the damaged one? I'll have to go with the damaged one because it has a lot of details and it's super duper rare. And his famous quote says, "Don't take me out, coach. I can still race." And let's get out the original Thailand one. The logos are quite different. This is a new variant alert, I guess. I did color the rims though, obviously. Same eyes. Everything's the same except for the logo design. Let's get our Banks, Dud, and Ed Trunkin. Banks is one of the slowest video game racers for the Piston Cup. Dud Trottleman is the Mood Springs stock car, and Ed Trunkin is the next gen Mood Springs. What's funny is that Dud Trottleman got a mini racer released in 2019, and Ed Trunkin never ever got a Thailand variant. Numbers are very, very similar except for Banks. And the logos are very, very different, but Ed Trunkin has the M as the reference for Mario, which is quite interesting. So, who is your favorite Mood Springs racer? Chuck Armstrong, Banks, Dud Trottleman, or Ed Trunkin? I'll have to go with Chuck Armstrong because he's really memorable and iconic. I've always loved Mood Springs. And it would be nice if Dud Trottleman and Ed Trunkin got a re-release someday. That would be nice. He does share the same model as Aiken Naxler as well. And that'll do it for this review on the 2025 Thailand Chuck Armstrong. I hope you enjoyed this review today, and we'll see you next time, and goodbye.